Hello and welcome to Scrapping on the Fly. My name is Kristen and I am back with another process video. And today I am going to be using some Ranger Tim Holtz alcohol inks and using a white background, as well as using this sketch by Lisa Sikorski from Scrapbook. And I'm going to use my alcohol inks for the rainbow in the background. And then instead of just one picture, I am making a big old mess and lots of noise today. I have two pictures that I'm going to find a way to make work because I don't need necessarily the entire picture here. So I've pulled a few scraps that I want to try and use. And I'm going to pull some papers maybe out of my scrap bag for matting. So I figured I've got my pictures, I've got some paper, I have my sketch and my inks. So I'm going to see how this goes. Alright, so the first thing that I did was get something to put behind my base page because alcohol inks will bleed, and I did not gesso this paper. So I just used the used packaging from an old paper pad. So the first thing I did was put the red pepper alcohol ink down on a dauber and just put it back and forth in the rainbow shape. And then I went on to the next color, which is Sunshine Yellow, and I put that down. And I'm not worried about bleeding or blending or anything like that. I really just want to get the colors on there. I'm okay if there's some orange going on because even though there's only 3 colors on the rainbow in the sketch, I don't mind that there's a little bit of definition or different color. And then the last one that I use is Stream, and I put that down. And I have 3 different daubers. I have a dauber for each color for the most part, and I'm very cheap, so I will reuse them until they don't do what I need them to do anymore. So once I get done with that, I get some packaging out of my discard pile. It's packaging I've already used up through this Christmas Killikit process. And I have no specific desires for the little spots at the bottom. I just want there to be a spot of each color in whatever shape comes out under each of the ends of each of the rainbow colors. So I don't care if it's big or small. I don't care if it's in a lovely shape or a crazy looking shape. I just put it on there and kind of let it do what it wants to do, because I love that style to where it's not uniform, and it is definitely different across the board, as you will see. And I did leave this entire process in because none of this took very long. When I was 100% done with the video, it was 30 minutes. I think it's 15 once I edit and speed it up. The last part of it gets sped up, so it really did not take me very long, and that's with all of the inking and everything else that I do. And sometimes I second guess myself, but this one I really kind of just went for it. So I finished up with my colors, and I set that mixative up there because I wasn't sure. I thought at first I wanted to use it, and then I changed my mind and thought, well, I'll just set it right here and wait. It is a gold mixative, and I love using that, but in the end I did not. Spoiler alert. So I trimmed down my picture of my daughter and my daughter's boyfriend, and I didn't want to trim it too much, just a little. And then I fussy cut around this Christmas plate that a friend of mine gave me that's got a bunch of goodies on it. One of which of those goodies is what they're making in the picture. And this is how I'm going to finish up my cookie pictures that I have set for my Killikit, is by using, I have pictures of lots of the goodies that we've made. and I have pictures of people making the goodies. So I thought that I would go ahead and do that with the Chex Mix that the kids are making in this humongous Tupperware bowl. So then I get my scraps out and I'm trying to decide exactly what I want to do for the little banners at the top. So I picked my banners. They're sitting over to the side. You can't see them because I end up not using the scraps I originally pulled, except for one, and pulled a different scrap out, which is that base off-white paper in the background. It has little sugar cookies on it, and I thought that would be fitting for matting my picture on some sugar cookie, or I guess they could be gingerbread cookies cut into shapes. But there's just that off-white I wanted to bring in, even though the paper is white. I have no problem blending white and off-white. So I trimmed that down. I wanted it to be kind of a thick enough border for you to see the cookies. Even if you can't tell what they are, you can see the color that comes through. So I get that done, and then I'm going to maneuver that Christmas tree cookie tray next to the picture. But first, I decided that off-white was not going to stand out on the paper, even with that rainbow in the back. So I put this red, it's 4.5 by 6.5 cardstock matte page that I already had. I just got a ton of them with some Christmas gift cards. And that's one thing I love to use because it just makes my life easier, even though I have scraps galore. So I trimmed a little piece of that tree to where I could tuck it better. I didn't want it to be completely on the side because then the entire rainbow would disappear once you lay it down. So I get that ready to lay down. I bring back my rainbow. I'm putting some double-sided tape on there right now. And I'm about to bring back my rainbow page and decide where I want to put the picture. And I thought about putting it up higher than what, see right there, than what it calls for in the sketch, and then change my mind. Then I start to get it down, and then I remember it has got a cockeyed mat behind it, and I did not do that. So I added another mat and did the green, and I decided to put it down a little more where it is in the sketch. So I get that laid down, and it is covering quite a bit of my rainbow, but I'm okay with that. I could have made it bigger, I suppose, in hindsight. Had I made the picture embellishment first, maybe I would know that. But I didn't, and that's okay. So now I am getting my green and red, which are the same two colors that I used for the mats, and that's what I'm going to use as my banners that go up in the top left corner. And I fishtail both of them just by eyeing where the center is and cutting. And then I'm going to tape them together so that they go in the same order as the mat. So red is further to the left and then green is further to the right. So I get those together, put some double-sided tape down, and I'm talking faster than I'm working. No surprise there. Okay, so it took me a little longer, I guess, than I thought to do the banners. So there they are, and I wanted the red to be more predominant, and so I made that one a little bit longer. And so then I put it up there towards the left, and as I'm putting it down, I'm looking at the sketch, and I realize that there is a traced border around. It may be stitched, but it looks traced. So I decided I'm going to put it down a little lower, and then get my ruler out and do a straight line across. Now, I don't measure very well. I just don't. That's my thing. Nothing is straight. It's usually pretty crooked. I can't think straight. I can't trace straight. The ruler moves at least once. This is the way I do things. I want it to be against that red and green banner. So I move it to where that's how much of a thing is. And then after I write the first line, I realize it should not have gone all the way over. So, I just adjust. I'm good at that because I make a lot of mistakes. I've learned how to try and fix or make them not look so much like a mistake. So as I'm going down, drawing this line here, I make a mistake again down there on the bottom right. I will go back and find a way to make that not look like a mistake in a moment. So I just continue throughout and go all the way from end to end, leaving those little small rectangles on the four corners where they cross over. I'm okay with that. Looks fine. It's just not exactly what the sketch calls for, and I'm okay with that. Got to make it a little different. So I'm using my Zig memory pen, and I go back and use it's like a Muji pen, but when I ordered them, I didn't realize that I had clicked on a different kind that are not Muji brand, but they're like Muji-ish. I like them. They write really nicely, and I went back and used it to darken the line and to doodle it out. So there are little scraggly lines everywhere, not just in that bottom corner where I made a mistake. So, that's how I fix my mistakes. I just make more. So then when I got done, the black line at the top is not touching exactly to the banner. So I just kind of did a little scribble line up there and then went around and did a little scribble line all the way around. And like I said, I like the way it ended up, so it all worked out in the wash. So I decided to put my embossed sheet away because it is a different shade of off-white than what I was working with. So I decided just to use my Creative Memories circle punches and this piece of Christmas tree scrap paper. And I punched out all four of the sizes that I have. And I think it's like a half an inch, a half an inch, an inch, no, 3/4 an inch, an inch and a half, and 2 inches. Nope, 1 1/4 and an inch and a half. Gosh, I'm sorry, guys. It would help if I'd actually read the little thing. So I use that to make the 4 different sizes because I'm going to scatter those on the sketch. There's some stars and a circle and a rainbow, a little rainbow, and a couple little circles. And I decide that I'm just going to use these. And I take my black soot by Ranger and ink around directly from the ink pad. And if I'm just inking the side like this and not blending or trying to add any kind of color on the front of the paper, just to the sides, I prefer doing that because then I don't have to move I'm lazy. That'd be the final answer. I'm lazy. And it works just fine. So I get that done, and I put some double-sided tape on the back of all 4 circles and determine where I want to put them. So I knew I wanted the one that is the second smallest, which is the 1 inch, and I put that down up at the top. And then I put the largest one, which is the 1.5 inch, and that is down right on the bottom right corner of the picture, and use the 3/4 inch right there with that. And then the 1.25 inch is up at the top of the picture. And all 4 got inked with the black soot. So then I pull out my Tim Holtz, and the Tim Holtz that I used is Small Talk. So it has nice little phrases, and it does call for journaling at the top. And I went ahead and pulled a third one to put underneath my picture. The first one I put down is, I believe the bottom says, hold tight and pretend it's a plan. And then, since my daughter was holding the bowl while my daughter's boyfriend was stirring, I did want her to hold tight, so it was kind of funny. And then at the top it says, good things are going to happen, which is totally true, and best day ever. We always have such a great day when we do Cookie Day. Exhausting, but fantastic. And then I pull out these enamel hearts that I really love, and I put those in 3 different places. 3 above the picture with the circle, 3 below the picture with the circles, and 1 up by the circle on the banner. I really, really love these. I'm going to have to order some more. I got them on Amazon, and they are, I was trying to look, mustard eye, something about faith. It's an interesting, it's Bella Boulevard. Wow, guys, wow. So anyway, I think that is it. So I'm going to show you some close-ups in the sketch again, and I'm going to write the date on here, and that's it. I hope you all enjoyed this, and I hope you all get a chance today to do something you love with someone you love. Happy scrapping!